Hello everyone, this is Alka and I'm here back with today's news analysis. वैसे the newspaper is full of an article why Jagdeep Dhankar ji, why president has resigned now. Immediately after resignation he moved to Jaipur. So what is the theory, what is the thing? That is different thing. We have already discussed about what are the key points important from our paper point of view. Now there is one more news which is actually highly you will see around you. कि there is a conspiracy, there is basically conflict or dispute which is going on between your USA and India on matter of milk. वैसे India is one of the India is the largest milk producer country in the world. On an average, world 23 to 25% of the milk need is fulfilled by us. And according to the recent survey by one of the economic organization, they said that in India, Amul and Mother Dairy are one of the most trusted brands. So now just for a trade perspective, we have actually trying a trade in the different other than your defense and services and communication and technology, we are trying to improve relationship with USA and other factors as well. So milk is one of the thing, but now the problem is that there is a conflict between the trade between milk or the dairy product between India and USA is that USA milk is considered to be non-veg. Now why non-veg? How milk can be veg or non-veg? So question is that कि भाई अब why we are actually in a concern, because for us cow, ठीक है, and milk is actually having a very religious place and it's have a very religious importance. So in this conflict कि भाई that particular milk is non-veg and R is veg, the theory is that कि क्या बोलते the farmers of basically America, they used to feed their cows some horse blood or some kind of chicken is actually mixed in their food or fodder, whatever they have been provided, because they want to enhance the quality of the milk. So to enrich the protein requirement of that particular cow, USA basically used to feed some chicken, horse ka, some blood in that particular food so that the quality of the milk can be enriched. But for us, this is actually totally against our, good morning beta, and for us it is totally against our culture and religion and belief. So that's why there is a conflict between the milk of that we should trade with USA in this milk sector or not. वैसे तो we are the largest producers and production of milk is done by us. So that's why there are chances that we will going to drop this particular trade or drop this particular kind of a milk issue, but still lot to come in this particular news. We will see if any kind of progress has been made. But yes, currently this is news, and that there was a time when UPSC asked about A2 milk. Even A2 milk is also the quality kind of enriched milk which we are trying to trade with European countries, because after India, European countries mein Finland वगैरह is one of the largest producer of milk. So that's why that is important. So here milk production can be asked in paper, can be asked in paper or paper point of view. Now starting with one of the article, Lakshadweep administration is exploring possibility for acquiring Bitra, one of the inhabited island in the archipelago, for defense related purposes. Now Lakshadweep, we know that is a particular group of islands and archipelago which is present in your Andaman and Nicobar. Why it is archipelago? Because whenever group of, in short, what is archipelago? Group of islands is known as archipelago. Now this archipelago, you can see in this particular area of Lakshadweep, you have different islands, Suheli, Kavarati, ठीक है, Agathi, then Thankari, Bangran, Bitra. Here it is Bitra. Bitra island is here. Then Shetlet, Kilton, Cadmet, Androth, Cherium, Kalapani or Kalpani बोलते हैं हम इसको. So these are basically the group of islands you will going to see in this particular area of Lakshadweep. Now we are trying to make a base on Bitra. So the location of Bitra, the geography of Bitra, what are the tribal groups which are present in Bitra, and the Lakshadweep history and geography will become important from paper point of view. Now we will proceed with actually what is Bitra. So Bitra is one of the smallest island which is present in your Lakshadweep. Number 1, which is the largest archipelago of the world, सबसे बड़ा archipelago दुनिया में कहाँ है? That is Indonesia. So Indonesia is the biggest archipelago, that means the biggest group of island. Japan is also archipelago. Same Lakshadweep is also archipelago, and Lakshadweep was in news because the moment your prime minister has said ki boycott Maldives and basically promote our tourism in Lakshadweep, everyone was rushing towards Lakshadweep. Now cut to improve our relationship with Maldives, our prime minister only, he is visiting Maldives in next 2 to 3 days. So in international relation, that's why we say कि कोई किसी का दोस्त या सगा नहीं होता है. No one is permanent enemy and no one is permanent friend in international relation. So there was a time when we boycotted Maldives and everyone was rushing towards Lakshadweep, and there is a time again our prime minister is visiting Maldives to improve the relationship with this country. So Bitra is the smallest inhabited island of Lakshadweep archipelago. Length of 0.57 किलोमीटर, बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं है. Width is of 0.28 किलोमीटर at the broadest point. Northeast tip of the है, and coral reefs are present. Coral reefs क्या होती है? These are basically kind of, I have explained that कि these are actually kind of a living organism which is present in your ocean area. Biggest coral reef can be seen around Australia, that is Great Barrier Reef. But in India, at a very minor level, but yes, we have coral reefs present in our region as well. Then it is making it it is also the largest lagoon. The island most striking feature is the lagoons. Lagoons are like small water hole bodies, and which spans on an average 45.61 square kilometer, making it the largest lagoon of Lakshadweep. So this was basically a small perspective about what is Lakshadweep ka Bitra is all about. Now Lakshadweep mein Muslim is the most Muslim culture or the Muslim religion is basically one of the most followed religion over there. On an average 90% of the population is actually Muslim in Lakshadweep. But when Lakshadweep was in news, it was also asked, it was also basically the question also arises ki only the Muslim religion can be seen in Lakshadweep. Answer is no, in a very minor number, but yes, Buddhism can also be seen in your Lakshadweep. People are following Buddhism as well. So that is also very important. So notable feature of this island is it is having a small shrine which is known as Malik Mullah. This island has a very small shrine which is dedicated to Malik Mullah. Who was Malik Mullah? He was an Arab saint. जो बिलीव था, इट वॉज बिलीव दैट कि उनकी जो समाधि है उनको यहीं बरी किया गया था, बरीड मतलब यहीं दबाया गया था. सो मलिक मुल्ला का देयर इज अ श्राइन वेयर मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल फ्रॉम डिफरेंट आइलैंड्स ऑफ लक्षद्वीप दे यूज्ड टू विजिट हियर एज अ टूरिज्म पर्सपेक्टिव और एज जस्ट टू विजिट फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर religious place which they have made, and which is the what is the name of the Arab saint? That is Malik Mullah. So UPSC can ask you कि भाई this particular thing, this particular individual was seen in news related to what? So he is an old Arab saint who was buried. It is believed that who was buried in your Bitra, that is the island of your Lakshadweep. So from here history is from here a question can be asked from you guys. Now that's why it is a very important pilgrim site for the people of these neighboring sites. Now what is the climate? So on an average the climate of this particular region is 28 to 32 degrees Celsius, but the problem of Lakshadweep Islands and majority of the archipelagos which are present in the Indian Ocean and the different parts of the country is that the rise of the ocean water or water level rise, because it is believed that according to report by 2047 or by 2050 on an average 2 kilometers or 2 centimeters of, but not kilometers, centimeters of basically coastal area will actually shrink, or Indian coastal area will going to shrink. Why? Because glaciers are melting, because of ocean level is rising, and because of which various land or the island countries are actually submerging. So because of the global warming, this is also the concern, because majority of the people will lose their life or will going to lose their lands which they are staying from very past, like from their generation. So Bitra has a tropical climate which ranges from 32 degree max to 28 degree minimum. Now what is the strategic importance of Bitra? It is very important from IR perspective. Why? क्योंकि it is present in basically your Indian Ocean, and we are trying to make it we are trying to use it for defense perspective. So majority, on an average, 70% of the world trade is actually done via this Indian Ocean route, and we are having a very strong hold in this Indian Ocean. And Bitra Island is one of the closest. आपने ये देखा, you can see that कि Bitra Island is present in this side. So here there are chances कि the whatever the ship they will cross the economic zone of R, and Bitra is very close to that. So we are, that's why, trying to create a military bases and defenses bases. That's why it is strategically very important in Indian Ocean, because we can have a look on whatever the trade which is going on, if there is any illegal activity which is done by China or Pakistan towards India or towards other part of the country. So that's why strategically from international point of view it is very important. Plus China is trying to create a kind of a military bases around India. So that is known as string of pearls. So China has its military base present from your Bangladesh to your Indonesia to your Sri Lanka to your Maldives to your Madagascar, Mauritius and Pakistan. So they are trying to cover us from a, like, it look like कि एक माला पहनी हुई है. That's why he called it as a string of pearls. So इस पूरे particular chain को counter करने के लिए we are trying to make these kind of defense bases just equivalent to your, just alternate of your China. That's why we are also basically to counter this string of pearls theory of China, under which the China is surrounding India by making different military bases around its neighbor countries. We are the diplomacy we do with China is the diamond necklace theory. What does that mean? We are making our military bases and strong bases around China, that is in Mongolia, Central Asia, Afghanistan, then from this side Russia. So that is when you will see the kind of basically the military bases which we are establishing around China, it looks like a garland. That means एक माला की तरह लगता है. That's why we called it as a diamond necklace diplomacy. So we say that कि China against us is doing string of pearls diplomacy, and we against China is doing diamond necklace policy or diamond necklace diplomacy. So Bitra is, that's why very important from our strategic point of view from defense perspective, because it will going to help to protect our sea level and the security and the concerns from your sea, that is via Indian Ocean. Now what is the geographical significance? As we have saw that ki Lakshadweep mein it is it's one of the side mein it will going to be and kind of a island where international sea boundaries are very close. For example, the oceans maybe there is a special economic zone 200 nautical miles tak, only till 200 nautical miles every particular country can have access of the sea. So from here Bitra is closest to that international line, so that's why this is the closest to international ocean boundary if any kind of illegal activity is done on international territory. So Bitra will be number one, Bitra will going to become first, so where we can report and from where we can take action. That's why geographically it is very important. It is closest to the Lakshadweep Archipelago, located in the Lakshadweep Archipelago in Arabian Sea, Coral Atoll near major international sea lane. That's why all the energy trade routes which are going from Middle East to East Asia, we can have a look on that particular thing. Now there is one more thing. Majorly there are two kinds. There are pirates which are present, Samundri Daku which we say in Hindi. So pirates are present in oceans, but there are majorly two kind of pirates. Number one is the Somalian pirate, which is present in your Africa and this part of the country, Arabian Sea ke this near your Red Sea and Yemen Houthis wala area. The another kind of pirates they can be seen in Indonesia wala region. So there are two pirates. One is African kind of, they are present in West Asia, and another one is in Southeast Asia. Now when we compare these two people, majority of your Yemen and Houthis and Somalian pirates, they believe in looting the people. They loot the ship, they loot the particular person and they leave them. But Southeast Asian pirates are considered as one of the deadliest pirates, because they also loot people, they also rape whatever the women's, they also kill people. So they don't believe in leaving anyone. So majority of the killings after looting or basically after pirates when they capture that particular ship, they believe that कि पूरी तरीके से ही खत्म कर दो. That's why when we compare कि which are the deadliest pirate or which are the most of the dangerous pirates can be seen in your Southeast Asian pirates. So we can also have a look on the pirates and the piracy which is going on in sea. So from that perspective also it is very important. Then naval and defense importance, because yes, in this current scenario China ka we have discussed, China is making us string of pearls policy against India. They are spreading their military bases. To counter that, we need to make our oceans very strong. We need to build these kind of naval bases, and these kind of basically strategical things should be implemented here, because in future China can attack us from this side also. So we are not only support, or we are not actually in a highly sensitive position, not from the land boundaries but also from the ocean boundaries, because every particular neighbor country of ours, China has military base in that particular country. So that's why they can attack us from your oceans also. That's why we from the ocean perspective also, this region is very, very important. Act as a potential base I'm so sorry, for surveillance, radar and logistics support for Indian Navy and Coastal Guard. That's why it is useful for monitoring Chinese naval activity under string of pearl strategy, which we have already discussed what is actually the strings of pearl strategy. Now, maritime domain, obviously it will going to enhance our ability to detect anything, because recently we have saw that ki USA, UK and everyone was shocked after Operation Sindhur कि भाई what a good number, like what a good level of they have created their air defense system कि any XYZ drone, any if fighter jet is coming in their air defense system and they are actually particularly hitting that particular system. That means in short कि our air defense system is such a tota has become कि now UK and USA was like oh shit इन्होंने तो बहुत ज़्यादा development कर ली. So to check our air defense system in the southern side also, एकदम से UK का flight has been come to our southern air defense system, and they said that, and when we trace that particular thing because our south, because of South India and ocean side se bhi air defense system is very strong, so we were able to trace that particular flight of UK and UK. It was actually believed that USA and UK was that has a joint covert operation was done just to see ki bhai what is the status of South India also. So we basically traced that particular fighter jet. Then after that they said that कि अरे खराबी हो चुकी है flight में, so that we need a emergency landing. So that particular fighter jet has been done a emergency landing in Kerala, and from there they realized that कि not only the northern part of the country but also the southern part of the country, our air defense system in the southern is also doing very great. But then India has also realized कि भाई साहब कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. They are actually trying to test our defense system. That's why we have signed a deal with Russia again to get S-400. What is S-400? एक बारी में 400 मिसाइल तक आप खत्म कर सकते हैं if someone is attacking us from any side. So we have S-400 placed in our northern parts because we are highly sensitive, we have porous borders, we are actually in conflict, or in abhi to not in a war but in conflict with your basically Pakistan and China. But now we have also planning to establish S-400 in the southern also. If any of the countries they try to attack from southern side via these kind of military equipments, then also we can hit the target from south side. So that's why from maritime security purpose, any kind of piracy, any kind of trafficking, any kind of illegal fishing, any kind of organized crime, because majority of the organized crime is done via these coastal regions, done via ports and sea. So to capture these particular thing also, to counter these thing also, this particular system or Bitra island will going to work. It will going to have as a watch in your Indian Ocean region. So crucial for real-time intelligence in Western Indian Ocean. And why Bitra is also important, because recently you must have saw कि majority of drugs has been seized in your Gujarat borders, in your Maharashtra borders. That means they were trading via sea. So on an average 2020 17 kgs of drugs has been found, has been seized by our authorities. So that's why, to protect that also, because we have studied that ki this side of our, that is Golden Crescent, Iran, Afghanistan and Pakistan, one of the largest drug producer and supplier to India. So they don't supply via your basically borders, they supply via your ocean borders. So that's why we need to make this area very effective, because we need to counter, if we want to counter these organized crime, then they should be very this area should be worked very effectively. Strategic depth, already we have said that strategically its presence, its location is very important to basically, and plus tourism perspectives is very important, and the Agati island is one of the majorly visited island and most developed island. So that's why we are also using these particular thing as an intelligence basis and different perspectives. So yes, strategically this area and the particular territories like Minicoy, Kavaratti and Agati are very important. Energy and economic point of view, yes, we can convert, it is very useful from our blue economy. We actually trying to promote our blue economy. What is blue economy? Under blue economy, we are looking for the different initiative like working on infrastructure in these islands, working on fishery sector, improve fishery sector, improve tourism. So under blue economy, we are promoting everything which is related to your fish, oceans and ocean related employment and tourism. So under this particular initiative, when we actually going to build your Bitra island, then definitely it will going to improve the energy sector also. It will also going to help to, it will also going to provide employment to the Lakshadweep people. So it is also important from energy and economic security point of view. Then civil military integration, thus if infrastructure will be made, helipads will be made, different defense equipments will become here, so that the people of Lakshadweep will also feel safe and developed, because this is also very important. And now yes, it will going to improve the tourism, that is also very important. It will going to create and improve the eco-tourism. Now a basic information about your Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep is basically a particular area where you will see the capital is Kavaratti, and now it is a group of island. Largest city is Androd. Okay, total there are 35 islands, but on an average a maximum number of islands have been submerged. That means they are under the water because of the rise of the ocean water. So Agati, Kavaratti, Amini, Kiltan, Kadmat, Chelet, Androt, Bitra, Kalpeni and Minicoy, these are the important group of islands which you can see. Population is on an average 64,000. 91%, yes, literacy is also at its peak. 91% people of this particular region is actually, they are literate. 96% of the Muslim population can be seen, specifically the Sunni Muslims can be seen. And this is also important. In Indian society, we studied about patrilineal society and matrilineal society. Patri is like we are following a matrilineal society, that means ka father ka generation is coming on, but majority of the communities which are living in Lakshadweep, they have matrilineal society. That means mother side family or generation is actually carrying forward. So it is also very important from Lakshadweep point of view. 96% of the Muslims, that is Sunni Muslims, can be seen, and matrilineal Muslim communities like Minicoy mein you will going to see. But yes, a good number of Buddhism can also be seen in this place, but yes, majority of Muslims can be seen. And this particular area is very important from fishery point of view. Coconut, what is the main source of occupation for these Lakshadweep people? Fishing. Obviously, island countries, coastal countries, the highest source of income is basically fishing. So backbone of their economy, and specifically fishing of the two, that is tuna and shark. Coconut cultivation, it is also very important. Then there is a coir production. What is coir? Whatever the extract you are getting out of coconut, जो भी कोकोनट का कचड़ा वो हम कोकोनट को ऐसे छील के करते हैं ना, that is basically your coir. So coir industry, because they are prevalent in coconut industry, so because coir is also produced from that particular coconut only, so that coir industry is also very important in this particular region. Then tourism and obviously the imports and exports. Majority of the requirement of basically Lakshadweep people is fulfilled by Kerala. So Kerala say maximum all the basic requirements of rice, dal, whatever the things, masale they required, that is fulfilled via Kerala. So majority of the imports which Lakshadweep people doing, or trade which Lakshadweep people are doing, is basically majority with Kerala, and majority of the imports is done via Kerala. So this is basically an basic overview about Lakshadweep. So if anyone asks you where is Bitra Island, what is Bitra Island, so please hope so you guys are able to understand it's a part of Lakshadweep, one of the smallest inhabited island of Lakshadweep. Why it is important strategically, what is the significance of this particular area, then a small information about Lakshadweep, and what are the economic activities of Lakshadweep. Now, next article, this is also very important. 5 earthquake hit near the east coast of Kamchatka, जो भी जिस तरीके से they pronunciated, Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia, a tectonically active region with the strongest measuring, that is 7.4 magnitude. ठीक है. Now earthquake has hit your Kamchatka. This is also important from geography point of view. So this is your Russia. Here it is basically Kamchatka Peninsula, which you will going to see, and you will see यहाँ पे there is a small group of island. You can see there is a small, this is actually small group of island which is connecting your Russia to your Japan, and this group of islands or archipelago is known as Kuril Islands, Kuril. So if anything, if you see ki bhaiya what is Kuril Island, something which is related to Kuril Island, so this is basically the Kuril archipelago which is connecting your Russia to your Japan. This is your Kuril Islands. So Kamchatka is something which is present here, which is actually the east side of your Russia, and majority of the population and infrastructure and development of Russia can be seen in this region, ये वाला region. That's why you will see the capital of Russia is also this side. This is particular region which is actually highly cold deserts can be seen in this particular region. Less development is there, and extreme glaciers and extreme kind of climate they are having in this particular region. That's why Russia has conducted East Economic Forum. East Economic Forum. Under East Economic Forum, Russia has asked all over the world and country to come on this side of their country, invest here, work on drilling, because majority of minerals are found in this region. There is a port which is known as Vladivostok. So from Chennai to Vladivostok, there is a direct ship route we have, where so that we can connect to this eastern side of your Russia. So to Russia promote this East Economic side, they have actually organized an organization or initiative that is known as East Economic Forum, and India has taken part. Here is a port which is known as Vladivostok port, and Vladivostok port se Chennai we have a direct sea route so that we can connect to this part of Russia. And why we take in every initiative of Russia? Because Russia is our BFF, that is best friend forever. Abhi tak to in this year of history of our after independence, it has proved that it is our BFF, and we have also shown our loyalty to BFF, that is our Russia. But in future we never know, because it's an international relation. But yes, still now we actually have a very good, there was a time when high and lows were there, but actually at the end when we conclude the relationship, we are BFF, that is best friend forever. So whatever the initiative that Russia is taking, we are always ahead to participate in that particular initiative. Now, geography of Kamchatka. So it is situated, this is actually the Kamchatka you will going to see. So Sea of Okhotsk, you can see the Sea of Okhotsk, and basically which we pronunciation is different, but we as an English ka pronunciation Okhotsk bhi bolte hain, and the Pacific Ocean and the Bering Sea. It is very important ki which is actually the islands are, which is basically sea in which it is actually present. So it is bordered by the Sea of Okhotsk and basically Pacific Ocean and Bering Sea. Bering Sea can be seen here. Here you can see Sea of Okhotsk, and here you can see the Pacific Island, and here you can see the Kuril Islands. So geography is very important. It stretches on an average of 1200 kilometers in north and south and 480 kilometer wide. So here you can see 1200 kilometer, and here you can see 480 kilometers, which is approximately the size of your New Zealand, which is present near your Australia. Now it is also believed that we don't have 7 continents. In future we might say ki we have 8 continents. Why 8 continents? Because जो New Zealand वाला area है, there is a huge land mass which is submerged, and scientists are finding कि भाई क्या there was a time when it was also at a like it was also in a floating position, it was actually not submerged. So that's why it is believed that कि we were in future, might be there are chances कि we will not have 7 continent but we will have 8 continent, and 8 continent will be known as Zealandia. So that is also a different study which is going on. Majority of Russians can be seen, and there is an ethnic group which is present here. Indigenous people of this Kamchatka peninsula is your Koryak community. So there majority of time UPSC has asked this question. They will going to give you the community and they will ask ki bhai which country mein they are, and they will going to give you 3 to 4 communities and 3 to 4 countries, and they will ask you either match the thing or which of the following things are correctly matched. So this is also very important. The indigenous people of Kamchatka peninsula are your Koryak community, not Korea, Koryak, Koryak. So Russian people, but yes, the indigenous people of Kamchatka, they are known as Koryak community. Kamchatka peninsula, there is also a volcano, which is a group of volcanoes, a very big, like small group of volcanoes, but one of them is known as volcano of Kamchatka, and it is also UNESCO World Heritage Site. So because of volcanoes and because of frequent earthquake, the very limited number of people can be seen which is settled in this region, that is known as Kamchatka. प्रियांशी एक्चुअली क्या है ना कि 70% इट इज सेट टू बी इन इंग्लिश, बट थोड़ा बहुत मिक्स मैच करके अपन बात करेंगे प्रियांशी. सो होप सो आपको भी चीज़ें समझ में आ जाएं. ठीक है. सो कमचटका द पेनिनसुला द वॉल्केनो, सॉरी द कमचटका पेनिनसुला इज हैविंग अ कमचटका वॉल्केनो. एक वॉल्केनो है कमचटका जिसको यूनेस्को की वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट में भी डाला गया है. इट इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ यूनेस्को वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट. नाउ हियर यू कैन डायरेक्टली लिंक विद दिस बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ, एंड यस, it also comes under your Pacific Ring of Fire. At that day, in that particular map of live only, मैंने आपको दिखाया था कि what is the Pacific Ring of Fire. Pacific Ring of Fire is an area in your world, your particular map where majority of volcanoes can be found. And Kamchatka region, Kamchatka peninsula जो है आपको उस particular area में देखने के लिए मिलता है. That means Kamchatka can be seen is part of Pacific Ring of Fire. That's why majority of volcanoes, majority of जो आपको ये volcanoes या फिर वॉल्केनोज ही होंगे, ये आपको यहाँ पे दिखेंगे. दैट्स वाई मोर देन 150 वॉल्केनोज ओवर, मतलब इन दिस कमचटका रीजन देर आर 150 वॉल्केनोज, आउट ऑफ विच 29 आर एक्टिव. दैट मीन्स इट कैन बर्स्ट एनी टाइम. इन इंडिया वी हैव ओनली वन active island, sorry, active volcano which is present in your barren island of Andaman and Nicobar, but here it is actually they are having 150 volcanoes out of which 29 are active. That is also very important. And this is yes Klyskoski, अब जो भी whatever the way they pronunciate, Klyveshusky, Koi, Soskoi, whatever, the highest is the most active volcano in the Kamchatka peninsula, that is this. ठीक है. So this is very important कि they have on an average 150 volcanoes, out of which 29 are basically active volcanoes. They have also the indigenous people who are living in this Kamchatka peninsula is the Koryak community, and it has also a World UNESCO Heritage Site which is known as Volcanoes of Kamchatka. ठीक. Now moving on to the other important article. मेरी पंचायत ऐप wins WSIS champion award. Why we are talking about the different important articles? Because majority of the newspaper is filled with the resignation of your vice president. But yes, from that perspective, one more thing which is very important, that is the monsoon session, because from tomorrow only, from yesterday only, the monsoon session has started. So we will see what is the monsoon session, what are the types of sessions you will going to see, and what is the importance of your monsoon session. Now, Meri Panchayat app wins WSIS Champions Award. वेब बेस्ड डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म है एक मेरी पंचायत. व्हाट इज मेरी पंचायत? सो मेरी पंचायत इज इन पोर्टल वेयर इट वर्क्स ऑन द ट्रांसपेरेंसी, पीपल पार्टिसिपेशन. सो इन अ पर्टिकुलर विलेज more and more people can connect, can know about the services which is provided in their particular region. So what is Meri Panchayat web application? It's a web based digital platform developed to enhance transparency, participation and monitoring in Panchayati Raj institution, PRIs, which is included in our country by 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, and by 74th we have added your municipal corporation or municipalities was given a proper organized status in our system. And Panchayati Raj system and Panchayat development is very important from local self-governance point of view, and it is very important from governance perspective. So this particular topic is important in prelims perspective also, and in mains perspective say you can write about this particular app like as an example whenever there is any kind of question asked from governance point of view. So it will going to enhance the transparency, participation and monitoring of the Panchayati Raj institution, and it will going to give a real time information. ठीक है. Now what are the dimensions? It will going to boost the decentralization, that means local level pe people can also participate. It is also always seen that ki still after lot of initiative, it is always seen that the majority of the people who are sitting at the center and state government level, they are the one who are dealing, they are the one who is actually spreading their monopoly. But under this particular initiative we are trying to basically involve the people participation, we are trying to decentralize the power. That means power should be decentralized, should be left, should be basically gone to the ekdam deep roots and the grassroots of the country. So it will going to help in governance perspective. Social audit, time to time social auditing, like for example time to time companies audit their data कि कहीं कोई गड़बड़ तो नहीं है हिसाब किताब में. Same social auditing is very important. In your governance these 4 are proper chapters. ठीक है. Whenever like in your GS paper 2 governance का these particular 4 thing are proper or chapters, you will going to put like invest on an average 8 to 9 hours in particular these 4 topics. So yes, these are very important. Social auditing, time to time audit whatever the scheme has been initiated, either it is reachable to everyone or not, कि बीच में कोई corruption तो नहीं हुआ, any kind of misplacement of money or red tapeism तो नहीं हुआ है, that is also very important. Women empowerment, it will going to help to track the role of women, because women are like one of the most important pillars of the economy, and if you give them a proper representation in the system, definitely it will going to excel the system. Then your planning, it will look after ki whatever the proper planning has been done or not, and according to this Panchayati app, it is believed that it will going to empower on an average 25 lakh elected representative. And this data is very important. It empowers over 25 elected representative and approximately 950 million rural residents across India, 2.65 lakh gram panchayat, transforming rural governance through digital inclusion and transparency. So these number is very important कि 25 लाख से elected ज़्यादा representatives को help किया इसने, 950 million rural people and 2.65 ग्राम पंचायत को transform करने में मदद किया है. So this particular data is very important. You can write in any answer, any essay or in any XYZ place. If they are asking this, you can have a good hold on the particular content. Now, India to host World Cup, India to host Chess World Cup. What is Chess World Cup? That is this. That is a FIDE World Cup. Now, UPSC was not asking any question from sports में, ठीक है. So we actually earlier we used to avoid these particular games. But from last 2 to 3 years, it has been saw that they are asking question from sports and specifically from chess. So we can't avoid the chess, whatever the important initiatives which are going in our country related to this particular sports. So India to host Chess World Cup, India has secured the right to host FIDE World Cup in 2025 after 23 years gap. Last was conducted in Hyderabad if I'm not wrong, and after 23 years finally we are actually conducting this. And you recently you must have saw that there has been a increase in a trend of chess in our country. Now chess is not something which was started by Britishers. Chess has been started in our country, and it is believed that Gupta Empire was the one who started this chess. At that time it was known as चौरासा और चौसा बोलते थे, एंड अ वेरी कलरफुल काइंड ऑफ थिंग वाज देयर, एंड चौसा वाज वन ऑफ द, चौरंगा या चौसा वाज said that in Gupta Empire. So chess is actually ours. Chess we have started, Britishers have just modified that particular chess, Europeans have modified that particular chess, that's why it, like, they have a more modified or organized version of chess, but actually the chess was started in our country. Same ludo and snake जो भी subsidy है, that all started in our country. We used to use different colors of clothes to make these kind of games, but yes, the modernized version was done by your Europeans at that time, because they took these of legacies to their country, they have modified that, they have made a better version of that, and then they have said that ki this is actually started by us. So nahi, every ludo, subsidy, chess, everything was started by our country, that is, it was played here. It has a role in your ancient India also, medieval India mein also it was one of the most praised kind of a game. So yes, Gupta Empire was responsible. It is believed that ki in our according to our documents, Gupta was the one who started this chess in our country. So FIDE World Cup 2025, after 23 years we will going to hold this tournament. On an average 206 players will come, and it's a world championship. It was his second time. First, like they can ask you in statement, this is the first time it is held in our country. Nahi, already Hyderabad mein we have already initiated this in 2002. Now finally in 2025, after 23 years of gap, we are conducting it again. So it's a proper basic information, you can just look after it. Okay, now 2025 monsoon session of Parliament has begun. During this session, the Bill of Lading Bill 2025, which was passed earlier in Lok Sabha, was approved by Rajya Sabha. So on the very first day of monsoon session, the Bill of Lading was passed. So in last session, it was already passed by Lok Sabha, and in the current monsoon session when it started, Rajya Sabha has also approved that, and this particular bill become an act. Now from here we will it is also we can understand that if any particular bill has been pending in last session, can be passed in the another session. If this kind of statement asked by UPSC ki ek bar bill has been passed in any particular session, and if session close, so kya wo bill thande baste mein chala jata hai? Answer is no. That bill can be passed in the another session. Now starting with how many sessions are there. So there are 3 sessions in our country: budget session Feb to May, monsoon session July to August, and winter session November to December. And there is a special session if any extreme kind of situation arises, like in 1962 when there was a war between India and China, then special session took place when Parliament has discussed ki kis tarike se we want to proceed for further. There was a special session. Same special session was demanded recently when there was Operation Sindoor going on. Opposition Congress was asking for a special session so that we can discuss how the government is acting for this particular Operation Sindoor, but at the end of the day there was no such special session has been taken place. So there are 3 sessions in a year: budget session, monsoon session, and winter session. And currently monsoon session has started, that is July to August. July or August it will going to be run. Special session of Parliament is convened outside the 3 regular sessions, that is budget, monsoon, and winter, to deliberate on urgent, exceptional, or historical matter, and it has been done since 1 or 2 times. That is, one of them is India-China war in 1962. So they can ask question from special session also, because recent special session they have asked, opposition has asked during Operation Sindoor. So this particular thing is also important, and it is not mandatory कि पूरे तीनों sessions ही होने चाहिए. It is mandatory कि at least 2 sessions तो होने चाहिए out of these 3 sessions. This is a small information about the session thing. Now this is also important. India does not have a fixed parliamentary calendar. By convention, Parliament meet for 3 sessions in a year. So kya it is somewhere mentioned in the constitution? Answer is no. Nowhere it is mentioned in the constitution ki bhaiya aise sessions honge. It does not have any fixed parliamentary calendar. First of all, this is very important. Now first session, budget session, we have discussed कि क्या होता है. Second session, it's basically a 3 weeks का session होता है, and the third session, this is usually held for 3 weeks and lasts for November to December. What is important from here? कि India does not have any fixed parliamentary calendar. अगर इस तरीके का, so if UPSC asks you कि there is a fixed parliamentary calendar mentioned in constitution, so answer will be no. भैया किसी भी तरीके का fixed parliamentary calendar नहीं होता है. In 2020 the monsoon session of parliament was delayed. विंटर सेशन को हमने रद्द ही करना पड़ गया था. Why? Because of the COVID-19 situation. Now, bill of lading. So from here you can understand bill of lading is something related to your shipping industry. ठीक है. Now we are improving our trade system. We are actually so in the current scenario we need a high-tech shipping documentation and high-tech shipping system so that we can work effectively. So why this bill of lading is also important, because this bill of lading has replaced the age-old Britishers system. So we were following the bill which is related to lading, which is related to shipping industry, which was actually made by Britishers in year 1892 around. So that's why this bill is very important. So bill of lading is a key document in maritime trade serving as a proof of goods loaded. मतलब it bill actually under this big everything which is related to record keeping of the goods and services was kept under this particular lading thing. So bill of lading is a key document in maritime trade serving as a proof of goods loaded, a record of their detail and the title of ownership. कौन ओनर है, क्या डिटेल है, एवरी XYZ थिंग ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट, द पर्टिकुलर ट्रेड विच वी आर डूइंग, अ प्रॉपर डिटेल एंड डिस्कशन वाज डन, पीपल मतलब प्रॉपर डिटेलिंग वाज डन अंडर दिस एक्ट और अंडर दिस पर्टिकुलर बिल ऑफ lading. So bill of lading bill 2025 seeks to replace the colonial era bill, that is India Bills of Lading Act 1856. Sorry, not 17, 1856 में this bill was initiated and we were following the bill which is related to lading of your Britishers era, that is your 1856. That's why this bill is very important, because we have replaced this age old particular bill to your bill of lading 2025. So we have worked in a modernized version of this particular bill, which is actually very, very, very important. So bill of lading is related to your shipping industry, everything, a clear evidence of shipment rights and liabilities. कभी कोई पंगा होता है, because in recent time we have saw various ships of China and some UK or USA ship has also been submerged in our coastal area. So we supported those ships. We have helped them, the people, to come out from those ships. So yes, that's why in the current scenario, high-tech ship system, a proper organized ship system, modernized system is very important in our to boost our basically economy of sea also. That's why we have came up with this particular bill. And it will actually, it empowers your Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterway, and it is the responsible authority who will going to look after the bill of lading. So it aims to enhance the legal clarity, reduce the disputes and align Indian shipping laws with global trade standards to improve ease of doing business. So this particular thing will going to improve our shipping industry, our trade industry, because majority of the trade still in our country is done on an average 50 to 60% of the trade still is done via these sea routes. So it is very important that we should have a very good laws and rules and regulation which should be related to these particular shipments and trade. So that's all for today. Today we have covered majority of the topic. Hope so things were easy to understand. We have tried to include various different sections as well. For further, you can connect me for tomorrow, and for answer writing and enrichment program, you can join the next live session which will going to start around 12. That's all. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a good day. All the best. Clear the examination, guys. Thank you, beta Ankush.